Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm William Baker and I'm here to tell you a quick story about how I went from homeless to a six-figure income really fast. And that just keeps growing. So I'm going to go ahead and take you into my story and a little bit about how everything happened. My wife had become injured and a lot of bad things were kind of happening. I lost my job at the marketing agency. They closed down. Owner retired. I'd been with them for 20 years. I got out and started, trying to find work. Found a few little, jobs building websites and doing some SEOs for some companies, but not a lot. It's pretty tough. But as things happened, I had invested into a nightclub, lost everything there, went downhill, a lot of zoning problems, and we lost our home, and then someone stole all of our belongings. So all I had left was a 2000 Ford Expedition SUV, man, and it had like 300,000 miles on it already. So things have been kind of going downhill since I lost my job like 6 years ago at the marketing agency. I was used to that steady money. Before that, I was with IBM and Microsoft, and I was really just used to that paycheck, working for the paycheck, and really didn't understand that I could get out on my own and do something. I went to work and opened a hosting company and then went to a marketing company. 20 years later, boom, marketing company closes down. I'm left without a job. I'm over 50 years old. I'm submitting resumes, and I had too much job experience. When you say you've got 20 years experience at one place, it's like, oh, you're too old for the technology business. And I was submitting literally thousands of resumes. A lot of jobs I couldn't do because I can only stand up for a little bit of time, and then I got to sit down because of my back. And so I've got a lot of limitations. Plus, my wife, she couldn't even walk on her own, get in and out of the truck on her own. We're homeless. We're living out of our truck. And, it really fucking sucked, man. I mean, things got really bad. I couldn't find a job anywhere. And I was, really just wondering what the hell I'm going to do, man. Nobody would hire me. So we went from LA down to Las Vegas, hoping we'd find a cheaper place to live. Maybe I could find work quicker, something like that, because I had experience running nightclubs and this and that, and so different websites. So I thought maybe I would find work quicker. So we went down there and we ended up staying in a parking lot, man. I didn't even know I could go and get benefits like a food stamp card or something. All I knew is I was used to earning my money and paying for my food, and now all of a sudden we are completely broke. We'd used everything, motels, gas, food, and things got pretty rough, man. And I was to a point of walking out in front of a train or a truck or something, because I just didn't feel like I should be alive anymore. I felt useless. So I had my son with me, my wife with me, and they, luckily my son was with me because he could help me with my wife because my back's out, so I couldn't hardly lift her, but he could. So it was really important that he was there to help us. But here's three of us in a little box in the middle of the summertime in Las Vegas. Let me tell you, it was a son of a bitch. It was rough on all of us. It was so horrible. We had to deal with crack dealers and people on dope coming up in the middle of the night trying to rob us till they realized we didn't have anything, We're parking in parking lots. The police would show up in the morning and run you off. So we had to be up before the police got there and, and try to find a place. And I'll tell you what, man, we got to the lowest level I think you can get. Luckily, we had a vehicle because a lot of the other people didn't. But the vehicle kind of was a trouble too because the tags then expired and my insurance expired. And I got pulled over one night when I was going to try to get some food and got some huge tickets, man. I mean, huge. In Las Vegas, they write like $700 ticket for that. So I think the tickets together come to like $1,700, $1,800. So then they made us leave our truck with everything in it. They didn't impound it, but they let us leave it somewhere where we could maybe come back and grab it later, which we did. We had to walk for miles, though, I tell you. And so my point here is that things got really, really, really bad. And I was looking everywhere for a job. And I mean, you know, this kind of gives you an idea. I ran out of money. I had zero money for food, man. I had nothing. And I started looking up online how to panhandle. Okay. Never done it. I've always worked. I've worked since I was 4 years old, as a matter of fact. And this is me holding a sign that I held in front of a In-Out Burger place over there in Las Vegas. And every now and then somebody would come out and bring a hamburger, and I'd take it over to my wife or kid, you know. And I was sitting there going, I've never been so humbled in all my life. I've got to find a way out of this. I can't believe this is happening to me. I've been a professional technology person all my career. How could I not find a job? Why is nobody not hiring me? I'm useless. And right about the time that I put this little sign together, you know, over here, I've got my hands mixed up. After I put the sign together, I realized things were at an all-time low. Beyond that, it was things got, you know, it was pretty rough. It was me and my family, and you know, there we are in our truck, you know, just sitting there in the heat in the summertime. And my wife's got a walker, you know, and my son, he's wanting to go work, but he's got to help her go to the bathroom and, you know, get up and out of the truck. I could not lift her, you know. She's not that heavy, but my back, I just can't do it. I'm very limited now. So that's how that all went. And like I say, she was having to use a walker to get around, and there's a picture of her with her walker. You know, it was a bad thing. We needed somewhere to get her so she could lay down. Staying in that truck was absolutely fucking hell on her. So, and then I got this job. It was a short-term job. It was like, you know, I didn't know it was going to be short-term, but it was only for 5 weeks. And it was basically to come in and build a website for this company and manage it and build all their websites, do their SEO and all that. And I was so excited. I got a decent job, you know, and it allowed us to get into this weekly motel, you know, where at least we had a way to cook some food, because we have been... We've been eating out of 7-Eleven, man. I mean, we'd go to the store, get sandwich meats, a jug of water, and we were getting by, man. Just our health was getting poor because, you know, we were living on the streets, man, you know. And Las Vegas is a very unforgiving city when you're on the streets, brother. I'm going to tell you that. Ain't nobody there really wanting to help, because there's so many people got their hands out. And right now with this economy and the way things are going, there's going to be a lot more people out here with their hands out. And that's why I'm here. I want to help anybody I can understand that if you're in that situation, there's a way. There's a way to kick some ass. Now, what I learned working for this company was they were house flippers, but the division I was working for was their wholesale division. Now, I didn't know what wholesaling was. What you had to do to get involved in it. I didn't know what do you have to know to be in this wholesaling business? I thought maybe you had to have a real estate license and all this stuff, money, go to school, go get a license, all this. And my boss is telling me, no, I don't have a real estate license. I'm never going to get a real estate license. I'm like, what? Well, he didn't tell me how their business worked, and he ended up getting fired because he was kind of screwy. So I ended up calling back the guy that I had been working for that fired me, or fired him, and which in turn I got fired. And a guy named Nick in Las Vegas, and he's a very successful flipper. And so I started doing research on wholesaling houses, and I came across a website video, Max Maxwell. My son and I, we started actually, doing bandit signs, right? And so here's a picture of our bandit signs and stuff here, and you'll see that that in the bandit signs, they're all over the place. We just cut little ones and went and bought the big sheet of the corrugated plastic, brought it back to this little cheap weekly place we were staying. And my son's got a good steady hand and can cut a good straight line, so he was cutting them out, and he's real good at the lettering, so I had to let him take over on lettering. If you see any of those signs that have really shitty lettering, that was mine. I'm an artist, but I can't write for shit. So anyway, that was us making up signs. And then I got a big deal, right? But I had been made a few $1,000s, and I actually bought a mobile home that somebody had for sale. And I actually talked her into putting a little bit down and then doing the rest owner financing. But I would likely pay it off faster, because mobile homes are a little different to deal with. Even though it was on land, you had to go to the title company for the land and the DMV for the mobile home. So what ended up happening was I bought this mobile home for $5,000, right? And I'll kind of see if I got a picture here of this mobile home. And this mobile home was in pretty bad shape. When we got a hold of it. So there's my son out there cleaning up. You can see the large amount of freaking trash they left there. I hired some people to come over with a truck and trailer and paid them to go take the shit to the dump. And we put $5,000 into it and basically just had to clean it up, man. Just cleaned it up. And then we turned around and sold it a week later after we bought it for $25,000 cash. So that was a really big help for us to really get started in doing some additional types of marketing, So I'll tell you what, when we got that first deal, we were so happy because, man, I'll tell you what, going from homeless to this, it's a big change. You see, and that was actually only half of the first amount of money I got for that mobile home. Kept getting more deals. And so that's the whole idea. Keep marketing back into it. Now, even though I did all those bandit signs, honestly, I did not get those deals from the bandit signs. I actually built websites, and the deals come in from the websites. And some from social media also. And I can get into that later in our shows about that. So, but anyway, that was really changed our life. So getting in and wholesaling these houses, man, I'll tell you what, it can change your life. All right. We went from 0 to a 6-figure income within like 6 months, man. It was great. And it's still great. It's only gotten better and better and better. Okay. And that's why I'm making this video, because I really feel that I can help anyone understand the things that I did and what my family did and work together. And we pulled through this. The checks just kept coming in, man. We kept getting more and doing more deals and cashing more checks. And I tell you what, it was simply amazing. And then we ended up, I ended up buying an investment house right here, and there's a Cadillac. And so now I've got a house that's almost paid off, and I know that my family will never have to worry if they need a home to go to, no matter what. I'll have this house paid off in the next year. Everybody that's been following this along, I appreciate you watching. Be sure and subscribe to my channel. It's a new channel, but I've got some great things to bring to the table that's going to help you get started and help you change your life. And hopefully I'll be getting some other people on here to give some other advice as well. And some other things that we're going to be covering is how you need to be careful with who you do business with. So be careful about who you deal with. And I'm going to take you through some of the things that I've learned the hard way, and hopefully you can avoid those mistakes as well. And man, share this and subscribe to my channel and like this, because I'm going to do my best to help everyone become millionaires. All right, check us out. Be sure and subscribe.